Howdy fellas, welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video, and today I'll be talking about how I almost beat this mod pack on a multiplayer server of a friend. This video will probably be split into separate parts. The first part will be probably about my explorations, my buildings, my farms, and a few tips and tricks, my thoughts on this mod pack, and the future of this channel. I hope you'll enjoy the video, and let's jump into it. Alright, welcome everybody to the server's spawn. It's very beautiful, though most of it is pre-built, but the other half is built by players. Like this Pokemon Center, as it says. Then Nelson. So it's very awesome. And, you know, you got the shop over here, built by the very amazing server owner, and you got a bunch of shops that are player made, like the hat bag, a few lanterns, food, plushies. It's really good stuff. Then you got somebody made this fountain, not me because I'm a bad builder. And as you may notice, there's a few too many iron golems that spawn. It's definitely not because of my villager farm that has been, looks like it's been modified, nonetheless. Alright, you might notice it's a new day. Maybe I should have not recorded this video while it was in winter, where it rains every other second, but you win some, you lose some. So these castles and all this is pre-built by a mod. Don't know which mod, but there is a train here. Looks like it's under the Dragonfly's control though, so. Alright, a few more buildings here we got here. Sunshine Cafe, Cookies Daycare. Now this apricorn wall over here is built by me, so every player can have every type of apricorn for free. It's a 5x5 wall. It's pretty good. I also built this enchanting setup with this amazing wood from the end. And oh my god, these chimes, I love these chimes. Such a good atmospheric mod. I also made a goodies shop for free, where you can get a lot of arrows, bones, some iron, and poppies. Infinite artifacts. Every hat in the game. Maybe I was doing too much. And this arena that was meant for Pokemon battling. Let's get in free cam here. I'm kind of proud of it. I'm not really much of a builder, but I do really like it. You know, I also built a stand with a bunch of straw statues and a frog. This is like every player that joined the server once. And, well, there was a few extra slots, so I put these 3 legends here. But yeah, this was meant to be a Cobblemon fighting arena, but it only saw one PvP fight, and see how that turned out. This is my free skeleton grinder. This is where all the bones and arrows came from. It has like 18 skeleton spawners. A good XP farm. I also made an iron golem farm. And a cow and sheep farm. Well, by farm I mean just spawners, really. Cow, mushrooms, sheep. The iron golem farm is this design. I actually don't remember whose design it was. I just kind of stole it off YouTube. But yeah. It's actually a pretty good iron golem farm. It works if you have force loading from like Feed the Beast claims or open claims. It's pretty good. Got another mob farm, though this one is not really public. Contains all sorts of stuff here, as we can see. This is an empty one, but this used to be where the mimic were grinded, you could say. The Tower of Farming. Got a few copper chimes, because again, those are amazing. I farmed wheat and beetroot here, with their seeds for questing. I got all the important berries for the EV stuff that I never used because we never actually fought each other with Cobblemon. and all the mints and revival herbs that I really could ever need. Alright, and then we have our tree farm that's been abandoned because I have just too much wood, as we can see here. I had to disable it because I was offline for a bit. We got a picture that I took. This is the Iteration T shader pack. Makes the end have a black hole. It's actually very cool. Probably one of my favorite shader packs. And we got an apricorn farm that I made for myself. This was like at the very beginning of the server. We'll explore this a bit later. Let's get into our main home with a secret door. Home sweet home. So true. I've got a froggy item frame, the hardest item to craft in this mod pack, I would say. Got a bunch of plushies, food that I haven't eaten, TMs, TRs, and the sweet Tom's simple storage. Oh yeah, and the PC. This is all the Pokemon I have caught so far. Whole lot of stuff. Whole lot of starters I've caught, and I think over here we got all the shinies that I've caught as well in this playthrough on the server. Minus one shiny Shroomish that I gave away. But yeah, I got lucky and got 2 Tinkatings. And a whole lot of Dittos that were used for questionable things, you could say. Now it's nighttime. Oh well, if I can only get out of my room. And here we have my garage of the cars that I made that I never raced with. It's pretty sick. I have a few things here that are just random paintings that I put. And this painting where I was getting, looking into the black hole with my Meowscarada. Yeah, that's what's happening there. I have a warship, bunch of crafting stuff for the quests, an airship, bees, a whole lot of water wheels for a gold farm that has been stalled. Because again, gotta stop playing, didn't want to really lag the server. Got a sugarcane farm that I didn't disable, but it's just super slow because of the seasons. We have a mini create set up here for super XP and all that, even though I didn't really use it much. Just use it to make sharpness 6. And some fans for cooking. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my base building. We have our neighbor over there with an amazing mansion. I'm gonna explore it, I'm just curious. Ouch. A bunch of frogs. Yeah, squid. Oh. Interesting. Seems my exploits have been heard far and wide in this country. Another friend's building over there. And yeah. Now to see my other exploits around the world. These are teleports for the respective biomes. That was a boss, the Enderman farm. For a bit of even more XP in Eyes of Ender. Another design that I stole. I wish I could say who made this, but maybe I'll do that in editing. They're a bit loud. I made a basic mob grinder over the ocean. Mob grinder and the nether roof, a slime chunk, stronghold, swamp, villages. Whole lot of stuff. Yeah, I also remember I made platforms, such as the Dark Forest platform. the deep ocean platform, the ocean platform, and so on. So it's been snowing a bit here. One last destination before we go into the tips and tricks is the fire gym, made by my friend. The Gym of Blazing Fury. It's pretty well made. I do love it. The elevator is not here. How do I activate the elevator? I have forgotten. It seems the elevator has broken. That is a shame. But I could at least fly with my helium flamingo. There's a button here. Will this fix it? Oh. It just might. Doesn't look like it's going up. So this place was supposed to be the spectator side, where the fire gym leader and another player would fight in that arena. Pretty cool. Now what is this over here? Looks like he's been spreading conspiracies about me. I deny those allegations. Here we are in the arena that never got used because everybody left the server a bit too early. They're busy with life. Before we go to the basement of my place, let's do a little bit of an inventory check, shall we? Using the best gear, Celestium, not best defense, but it does give you attack and speed. With a few artifacts, such as the cross necklace, the helium, some sick boots, and the agglomeration, which combines the enchanted wax gland and the socks, and an arm extender and riot gauntlet from the Things mod, and a power glove. I'm very powerful. I'm using the yellow light wings from Icarus. It looks pretty well, goes well with my skin, which is Duke Nukem, by the way. I got a boat. We'll come to that later. Some balls, pocket wormhole for the waystones, the wallet, the wireless terminal for Toms, shrinkifier, bit of fireworks, and the cobble decks. Actually, we'll go into the clapper. Definitely the best weapon in the game. Does a lot of damage and has enhanced reach, pickaxe, shovel, axe, eternal stake. Now to my backpack, we have a bunch of stuff. I was supposed to use those hats during battle, increasing my sunglasses every time. But again, that never happened. I have a few weaponry. I actually don't get why there is simply swords in this mod pack. I feel like the two bosses are the Ender Dragon and the Wither. And I guess there's that Blaze Guardian from the Nether expansion mod, but still. Final thing we got is the basement. Will I be able to enter it easily? Yes, I will. This is obviously where I stole my villagers, and the breeding chambers where Ditto goes ham. With different Pokemon. With a whole lot of different Pokemon. And yeah, that's it for the exploration part of this video. It's finally time for the tips and tricks. So, the first tip I would say is set up a pasture block, put a Ditto in there, and make sure to put a hopper underneath it so it becomes an automatic pasture block pretty much. Every time there is an egg in the pasture block, it ejects it to storage. So you can have a whole lot of eggs of whatever you'd like. The second tip would be about the netherite wand. Definitely the best tool in the whole game. If it's for building, for mining, for everything. If you put, let's say, an unbreakable pickaxe like this one, you set tunnel and destroy, it becomes like vein miner on substance. It digs very massive spaces and it's customizable. You can instead place, replace. It's great for building. It's great for everything. Definitely my favorite thing I learned about the building tools is I can use it to mine instead of just build. Crazy stuff. A tip that I actually forgot is to make a wallet. You should make this as soon as possible. It's very easy to make. It stores all of your emeralds and gives you 3% interest over time. Eventually, you'll probably reach 3 million if you play a lot of the game. And if you want to build early up economy, I definitely suggest building a tree farm, create tree farm, built on rich soil, because that also works. And then all the excess wood and apples, you can just put it in the selling bin and sell them and store all those emeralds. And eventually you'll get so much emeralds every hour. Like I think right now I would get about 900, well, not 90,000, which is definitely more than you'll ever need for this mod pack, but it's definitely something. And now, what to spend those emeralds is probably the daily shop, which spawns spawn eggs, plushies, hats, some utility items. Some things are expensive, like spawn eggs. Some of them go up to 64 blocks of emerald. It's definitely worth it. These daily shops restart or refresh every 20 minutes of IRL time, so not too bad. Now for some Cobblemon tips, I would say the best balls in the game are the Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, and Timer Ball. Quick Ball being my favorite, because using this trick, if you put a Cobblemon or Pokemon in a boat, they don't despawn. So you can fight them, throw a ball, and if it doesn't catch, you can forfeit the fight by just running away, and then coming back and fighting them again, just using quick balls. And you lose nothing except some time and some quick balls. Now, not all Cobblemon fit into boats. Some of them are too big. And let's say the higher level ones, you can't really just catch with quick balls. Well, you can, just like a lower possibility. That's where Parasect comes in. While fighting the Pokemon, you can use False Swipe to lower its HP to 1%, or just the red, really. And they can either use Spore to put it into sleep, or Stun Spore to paralyze it for even higher chances. And then you either use Ultra Balls or Timer Balls. Timer Balls if the turns has passed 10. Otherwise, just use Ultra Balls. One final tip is about the Helium Flamingo. Now, the Helium Flamingo makes it so when you press left control, you swim in the air. Like so, which is affected by speed of your character. But let's say you wear flippers, which increase the movement speed when you're in water. Well, it also works with a flamingo. Makes you way faster, as we can see, even though you're not really in water, just the swimming animation. And it even stacks with the enchanted wax gland from the Things mod, which makes you float in water and really fast in water again. But really, they just mean the swimming speed. And if you combine that with the socks, which increase your movement speed, you get a little bit of insane movement, and pretty much for free. So yeah, this mod pack is pretty enjoyable, especially with friends. It's a perfect blend of Sandbox and Cobblemon. Originally, I joined this server in a hope to get better with Pokemon and Cobblemon, but didn't really, I think, fight a single player. So yeah, as for my progress, I pretty much finished almost everything. Some Pokemon ones that I didn't finish, I got every berry. The Cobblemon tab I didn't finish. The Create I pretty much finished except the trains. I didn't learn about the trains, I should have. collected every accessory, every clothing, except some quests are bugged, unfortunately. Hats, plushies, crops, logs, wildlife. Again, there's this ferret one that is also bugged. Music, mobs, ore. But yeah, unfortunately, some quests are bugged for whatever reason. Apparently, it was due to the version of the mod pack. The newer version might be fixed. It also can be fixed by a moderator, an OP user. I do wish it had the check. I think it was called the check command, where you check like what Cobblemon can spawn. Otherwise, it's gonna be just pure luck. You don't know if the Pokemon slash Cobblemon you want is even in that biome. I think it is available just for OP, so if you do make a server, make sure to enable it for everybody somehow. And I didn't catch every Cobblemon, because sadly I found out the data packs are missing on the server. So not all the Cobblemon spawn in, unfortunately, which would burn me out in the first place. And the IV situation is a bit interesting. You can only get increased IVs through cob breeding. But if, let's say, a player that is unemployed will probably have maxed out team, while somebody who doesn't play as much will have a bit of a troubled time catching up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted to make this video because I wanted a change of pace, try out new hobbies, try out new stuff, see how I do in this kind of stuff. I am thinking of starting streaming, possibly. Probably gonna be an achievement hunter, try and finish all of my achievements on Steam. And of course, some other stuff, maybe challenge runs, more Minecraft, Terraria. Currently don't know, but I'm probably gonna do Warframe first and try and get 100% achievements on that. And we'll see how that goes. I've heard that the Cobblemon Star Academy will have a public server this time around, so I'll definitely be joining that. Thank you for watching this video. It's been actually quite a lot of fun recording it. It's definitely something new. Kind of not used to it. I do apologize for the bad quality of audio, I think. And I think a bit of keyboard clacking and clicking. I do apologize for that. But yeah, if you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe, as they say. And if you do have any actually questions about the smart pack or about anything really, I'll try and my best to answer it. Bye bye.